Development Masterclass. Can you give Jesus praise, everyone? Hallelujah. Okay, the first area I want to talk to you about today, and for the next 15 minutes I will show you something, and that's the first area I want to help you in developing yourself personally as a person. Okay? Whether it's in your career, in your business, in anything that you do. Okay, sorry. Do you want me to move this forward? No. Okay. Oh, please. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. So, now when I talk about this subject, I don't just talk as somebody who likes to talk. It's something I've given when I met my wife 10 years ago, I was doing personal development. So it's something I've really given myself to, and I can tell you I've seen the result. So, this is Personal Development Masterclass. Everybody, let's give a clap offering for that. Everyone, please. Now, for 15 minutes in these sessions every Sunday, we're going to be looking at how to develop yourself. And every Sunday, I'll pick up just one area and show you something in that. Today, I want to show you something in the power of thinking. So, the Bible says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23 verse 7. If you read the book of Proverbs, people who are not even believers read that book because it has wisdom statements. All the things that made the certain man who is still considered one of the wisest men that ever lived till today are in that book. One of the things he said in Proverbs 23 verse 7 is, as a man thinketh in his heart, so what is he? If you want to change your life, the first place to start is to change how you think. And to show you that, I want to show you something. In many years ago, so when you see if you've ever seen a race track, it's round, right? You have 100 meters here, you have another 100 meters at the edge, another 100 meters, so you have 400 meters in a race track, right? Now that distance is called a mile. And before this time I'm about to show you, nobody had done that thing in 4 minutes. There was a target to do it in 4 minutes. And a certain man named Roger Bannister, this was in 1954. Roger Bannister said he wanted to attempt to run a mile in 4 minutes. Guess what? People told him it was impossible. Before now, it was never done. Doctors said to him that it is not good for the health. In fact, a doctor's report, particularly, I want to show you what the doctor said about this thing. The recommendation against it was that psychologists and doctors warned that the 4-minute mile was impossible and potentially dangerous to health. Bannister said attempting it could make a runner die in the attempt. So they told this Bannister that if you attempt it, you could die in it. So it was not just that nobody had done it. There was a clear warning that you could die trying to achieve this thing. So what am I trying to show you? When we talk about the power of thinking, the first thing I want you to learn is that if you say it is impossible, you are correct. If you say it is possible, you are correct. Tell your neighbor, if you say it is impossible, you are correct. Tell them, if you say it is possible, you are correct. And I want you to fill the blank. Whatever you can fill the blank with in that space, fill it. Whatever you are trusting for, whatever you are trying to achieve, if you say it's impossible, you are correct. If you also say it is possible, you are correct. So can some people start filling the blank? What do you think is in your head that you think is impossible? If you say it's impossible, you are correct. If you say it's not possible, you are also correct. Any of them you say. Remember, as a man thinketh what? So is he. So the first place to start with in personal development is how you think. So this guy was told that it is impossible, but let me shock you. On May the 6th, 1954, Roger Bannister broke that record. He ran that race in 4 minutes. The race, a whole track, he ran it in 4 minutes. What it means is that each 100-meter lap, he had to achieve it in 1 minute or less. 1 minute or less. But guess what? The moment he achieved it, 46 days later, another person did it. So the record lasted for only 46 days. Since then, let me show you. Since he did that, till today, I think the count of people who have done it is about 2,600 people have achieved it since he did it. So what was the barrier here? Okay, 2,349 athletes have done it if you count repeats, but unique cases, 8,500 men have done it since then. So before he did it, it was impossible. After he did it, 46 days later, more people did it. Do you understand what I mean? So when you say it is impossible, you are correct. When you say it is possible, you are correct. It is only when somebody has done it that the barrier breaks. It's called the barrier of impossibility. The barrier of impossibility is that when something seems so impossible to achieve, it needs one person to break it, and it breaks in the mind of others. What broke after Roger Bannister achieved it was not that the thing changed from being possible or impossible. It was the barrier in the mind of what? People. So if that's why I said it starts with how you think. If you think something is possible, you are correct. If you think it is impossible, you are correct. How you think has a huge impact on how that thing will come to pass. So, for instance, I saw a video about someone had a gun and he had different kinds of barrier. He put like 14 frying pans in front of him, and the guy tried with one gun, different types of gun. He would try with one type of gun, maybe a gun that doesn't have a huge capacity, and the gun would hit only one pan and stop. Another gun with a bigger capacity will hit 3 pans and stop. Another one, when he got a bazooka, the bazooka cut through all the pans. The problem is not that the thing is not achievable. The problem is that your capacity has not been developed to achieve it. So when you are trying to break a barrier, don't just look at the circumstance. Oh, this thing is so difficult. This thing is so tough. Oh, they are making it difficult for me. What do I need to develop in myself to be able to achieve or break that barrier in my mind? Every problem is a wisdom problem. If you break the barrier in your mind, you can break it. Oh, do you know there are some people who never believed they could do a master's degree? When they were doing their bachelor's, they maybe didn't imagine that they could do a master's degree. Now, because they have done it, it becomes every other person that knows them can say, if this person can do a master's degree, I can do a master's degree. The same way, the reason there was a time when to do a PhD was like Albert Einstein level. And if you try to do it, they will say, are you Albert Einstein? What are you feeling like? Today, because a number of people have done it, it is now what? Achievable. It's the same way. There was a time that we were told that to go into Mars was what? Not possible. Today, people are planning holiday in Mars. So if you say it is impossible, you are correct. If you say it is possible, you are correct. I want you to tell yourself that if I say it is impossible, I'm correct. If I say it is possible, I'm also correct. So break the mind. Break that thing in your mind that makes things impossible. Start from the mind. Don't start from your confession. Don't start from just talking about it. Ask yourself, what do I need to expand in my capacity to be able to do this thing? What way of thinking do I need to change to be able to break into this new level? The moment you can find that thing, you will be able to break that barrier. Just like that gun, if you put the right kind of bullet in the right kind of gun, you can break through the right number of barriers. But if you limit the capacity of the gun, and that's how life is. Everybody's life is like a trigger. Everybody's destiny is like a trigger. That trigger is how you improve the capacity of that person to be able to achieve what God has planned for them in their destiny, in their life. If you say it's impossible to succeed as a business person in Ireland, you are correct. If you say it is possible, you are also what? Correct. All instances are what? Correct. If you can break the barrier in your mind. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not going to face limiting circumstances. It doesn't mean you're not going to come through situations that will make it look tougher than normal. But for every time you come through a challenge, don't look outside. Look inward first. What do I need to improve in how I think to break through in this circumstance? What do I need to improve in how I think to break through in this scenario? When you have conquer that. One of the things that the enlargement of your capacity now helps you to start to think about is how to change your environment. You see, if somebody's mind is not changed, it's like if you can take the brain of a pig and implant the thinking of a sheep in it, when it sees the mud, it will not jump into it. It's the same body. It's the same physique. In fact, can I tell you what? If you carry a pig and put in the midst of sheep, and it grows in that environment for like 10 years, he will see other pigs and he'll be like, what's going on here? The problem is that the way he is thinking is different from the way they are thinking. So we can have the same physique, we can have the same, nature physically, but we might not think the same. If I think differently from you, I can influence the results that I get for my own life. So change how you're thinking. Everything is going to be hard. Nothing is going to be easy. There are things that are going to be harder than normal. Raising a child is hard. But if you change how you think, you can raise a child. You can raise that child in a much more easy environment. Now, it's not going to change the circumstance, but it will change how you respond to the circumstance. It will change how you respond to the circumstance. For instance, somebody is dealing with a very difficult person and they are giving you trouble every single time. If you find out those personality traits that the person has and you actually study what that person represents, I know there are different other ones that I might not know about nowadays. I heard there are very new kind of personality traits that are going around. Is it Eros? What are those other new ones that I hear about on TikTok? Is it Vigos? So there are some, maybe zodiac signs or something like that. So some people are now attributing those things, but they're actually the real personality traits. For if somebody is melancholy, somebody is choleric, if somebody is sanguine, phlegmatic. For instance, a child is always liking to go out and you're trying to keep them in. If they have a sanguine nature, you are only wasting your time. The nature is trying to go out by it. And there might be another child that you're trying to keep in or take out and they're trying to stay in. So if you study personality traits, and that study increases your capacity, it increases how you think, it improves. Another person might just say, that's how they are. That's how they are. Don't put people in a box. Study them. Don't always put circumstances in a box. Study them. You are either failing, you are either running away from things because you failed in them, or you are learning through the failure. That learning is how you develop your mind from that circumstance. If something went wrong, don't just stop at saying, oh, it was such a bad experience. Find out, what should I have learned from this thing? How can I make it better the next time? If you think like this, I tell you, one of the things you would do to yourself is that you will be 50, but you would still behave like your mind will still run like a 25-year-old because you are always learning. Whereas on the other hand, if you are not thinking like that, you could be 25, but you are thinking 50. Somebody who is 25 and thinking 50 is not trying to learn any new thing. This is how I use it. This is how I do it. This is how it's always done. This is how it's always achieved. It cannot be done because it was never done. But guess what? When I'm holding my 1-year-old and he's climbing the bed, he's trying to jump from that bed. He is not seeing it as an impossibility. It's me, the adult, that is seeing it as what? An impossibility. So that thinking of a child makes him think that everything is possible. Now, will he have injuries when he jumps? He will. But guess what? He would have done it. He would have what? He would have done it. So if you think it is impossible, you are correct. And if you think it is possible, you are also correct. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So one of the things I started to do for myself is to tell myself those things that I want to become. If you're a student and you're facing difficulty in class, start to think like a first-class student. Don't wait for the first-class result to think like a first-class student. Don't wait for the company award of best employee to start thinking like the best employee. Don't wait for the award of friend of the year to start behaving like what? Friend of the year. Don't wait for the award of mother of the year to start behaving like what? Mother of the year. When you start thinking like that, naturally the result will come, because now you are thinking like that person. Start reshaping your mind to become that person. The outcome might come, the outcome might not come, but who you become through that process is more important. I hope that this will bless you and help you as you go into your week, as you go into your job, as you go into whatever you do this week. Remember, as a man thinketh in his heart, so what? So what is he? As I think, so am I. So who are you this week? Think about it. Who are you this week? Who are you this week? Think about it. Now, I'm not that kind of think about it of just think and it will happen. Begin to change who you really are to reflect that person. Let's share the grace together in fellowship. The grace.